Hello, and welcome to the second CE Direct. I'm Henry Ayerbenisson, and I have a lot of cool stuff to share with you today. I hope you're excited to see it. Before we dive in though, I feel like a lot of you might not know what CE is, so let's start with that. CE, or Championship Edition, is a mod designed to improve Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, featuring tons of character fixes, balance adjustments, more responsive controls, a few new mechanics, and even a newcomer in the form of Giga Bowser. That's actually a lot to take in, so it might be better if I just showed you.
To summarize what CE is in a nutshell, here's what you see when you boot up the game for the first time.
Yeah, it tends to do that when you try to open the game immediately after turning on the console. And here's what you see the second time you boot up the game. That's right, starting with version 1.0, CE now has a custom opening cutscene. Now they're all caught up, I'm sure there was something in that video near the end that stuck out to you that you're curious about. Something Street Fighter related. I'm sure right now you're all wondering to yourselves, did he just parry a Final Smash? Yeah, I did. I'm just sick nasty like that, what can I say? Oh yeah, and Final Smashes can be blocked and parried, that's probably important.
Platform fighters are fairly unique in that, unlike most other fighting games, they don't have any kind of super move. The Smash series has them, but even in Ultimate, where they can be enabled without any form of RNG, they still go unused in competition.
There are definitely reasons for this, but I've always felt it would be really interesting to see how Final Smashes can interact with the rest of a character's kit. So in Championship Edition, Final Smashes have been changed to address the problems that they bring to the game. That being said, we should probably talk about what those problems are. First, they work as a comeback mechanic. Final Smash meter builds in 3 different ways. It builds over time, it builds from dealing damage, and most of all, it builds from taking damage. This rewards the worst player by giving them a final smash when they're not doing as much damage as the opponent. This wouldn't be as much of a problem if they didn't vary so much in power. Some are nearly useless, while others can completely change the course of a match. If all of that weren't enough, they can't be blocked, which limits counterplay to them. CE fixes all three of these issues. Let's start with the comeback factor.
Instead of trying a one-size-fits-all solution like in the base game, the way that each character builds meter for their final smash is now tailored to the needs of that character. The types of meters can be categorized into three main groups: offensive, defensive, and automatic. Since it's by far the most common, let's start with offensive. Many characters simply build their meter through dealing damage, with them receiving a final smash after dealing 220%. This means that in a typical 3-stock match, these characters will receive theirs midway through the opponent's second stock. At this point, their main options are to either use it to secure a second stock, or save it to potentially take an early third stock. You can hold on to this type of FS meter for as long as you want, and the input for them has been changed from neutral B to taunt plus B, so there's no penalty for saving them. That being said, if you get KO'd while your meter is full, the amount of it that you'll respawn with will decrease the longer you hold on to it, so make sure you consider all the risks. Let's move on to defensive meters. These ones aren't that common, but they fit really well on some characters. The characters with this type of meter tend to get theirs after taking 130%, but they'll lose all of it after they lose a stock, even if their meter wasn't full to begin with. These meters are designed to reward characters who can take advantage of their survivability, but they don't just reward characters for getting hit. Next up, we have meters that build over time. This one's pretty self-explanatory. You don't get meter for dealing or taking damage, but you'll just get it after a while, typically around 2 minutes and 40 seconds. They're typically more utility-based and give the user better ability to take stage control rather than directly taking a stock. While this sounds like it may reward non-interaction, this type of meter will actually start draining if you hold onto it for longer than 20 seconds, so you'll need to go in if you want to take advantage of it. There's actually a second type of automatic meter reserved for characters that typically struggle with getting camped out. This one builds noticeably faster than the standard type of automatic meter, taking 1 minute and 40 seconds. In exchange, you'll actually lose some meter every time you get hit. A few types of Final Smash meter actually have their own special conditions, such as Peach. Her meter builds automatically, but every time she pulls a turnip, she'll lose a little bit. If she wants to get the heal, she'll need to have a more aggressive playstyle that doesn't rely on turnips and runs the risk of getting hit more often. Speaking of Peach's Final Smash, let's talk about some of the Final Smashes that needed to be changed.
Overall, I actually think a lot of Final Smashes are pretty well designed. They're really strong, but they generally do a good job of fitting into a character's kit. That being said, some are uninspired while others are completely broken, so let's go over a few of the biggest offenders, starting with
arguably the best Final Smash in the game, Peach Final Smash normally puts all opponents to sleep, giving you a free punish and letting you heal off 60%. In CE, she still does the dance, but rather than spawn items that heal her, she only gets the healing, brought down to 40% for free, and there's no sleep involved. It's still very good, but remember that she needs to go a very long time without using turnips to get it. If you've been keeping track of what CE Daisy is like, you shouldn't be surprised to learn that her Final Smash is different from Peach's. She still does a dance, but instead of healing, her next 5 turnip pulls are all guaranteed to be items. The items she pulls will either be a Bob-omb, Mr. Saturn, Beam Sword, Steel Diver, or Beast Ball. Also, unlike Peach who loses meter when she pulls a turnip, Daisy only gains meter when she pulls a turnip. Ryu and Ken are unique in that they can special cancel into their Final Smashes. This is a big problem, because that feature gives them access to easy 0 to deaths. To fix this, these two Shotos can't start gaining any meter until all players are at their last stock. They still have combos into their Final Smash, but they exclusively work as cool ways to finish off a match. You can't oppress an opponent with the Final Smash combo 6 times in a row to win a set, but you can't use it as a comeback mechanic to shut down an opponent's momentum either. As for the third Shoto...
Terry isn't a Shoto. Yeah, I know. I wasn't talking about Terry. Yeah, then who were you talking about?
Ganondorf's Final Smash transforms him into Beast Ganon like in the base game, but you can now decide between 3 different attacks: an upward slash, a downward slash, and a forward slash. Which one you use depends on which button you press. Pressing A does the upward slash, pressing B does the downward slash, and not pressing anything does the forward slash. This way, he has a strong option to deal with camping, whether they're high in the air or just really far away. Zelda's Final Smash is similar, in that it still summons the Triforce of Wisdom and sucks people in, but now that's all it does. It won't actually KO the opponent. That being said, Zelda can move around while the Triforce is active, so she can use it to lock down a part of the stage and then use the rest of her kit to control another part. Especially combined with the changes to Din's Fire and Phantom, Zelda now excels at controlling space. Bayonetta's Final Smash in the base game is a problem because no matter where you are on stage, she can force you into a Witch Time-like state with her Final Smash. Now, after activating the move, the opponent won't immediately be slowed down, and in order to activate the rest of the move, her next attack needs to hit an opponent first. If it doesn't, she loses her final smash, but if it does, the move triggers the same way it would in vanilla and she can have her way with the opponent.
While just SDI as a form of Bayo counterplay is pretty old at this point, I think this final smash warrants a slightly older piece of advice. When Bayo uses this final smash, don't get hit. Finally, there's that last issue, the fact that final smashes can't be blocked. You're never gonna guess how I fixed this one. Overall, there's still a lot of work that I need to do for Final Smashes to be competitively viable. Most cutscene Final Smashes are hard-coded to ignore shields. The transformation Final Smashes generally are really hard to make actually transform, and even then, super moves in platform fighters are completely unprecedented, so it's really hard to judge how much of an effect they actually have on the meta. That being said, even now they're a lot better for competition than they are in the base game, so I hope you at least give them a try. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room. As exciting as all of this is, we are still living in a pandemic. COVID-19 has taken its toll on everyone, and not being able to safely meet with people has meant that, among other things, we aren't able to play Ultimate offline with each other. This also means that people who can't mod their Switches aren't able to play CE with people who can, and even if they could, the experience online just isn't the same. I can fix a lot about this game, but I really can't do anything about online, and there is a reason that getting clips for this video required me to change CPUs to use Player 2 colored effects, because it's just that much better than playing online. That wasn't a joke, by the way. If you pay really close attention, you can actually see a couple clips from before I did that. Anyway, there's a lot to miss about offline Ultimate. It's really hard to stay motivated knowing that you can't react to things, and not being able to see who's on the other side of the screen can be incredibly frustrating. But by far, the thing that I miss most about offline play is...
That's right, CE has made some unique changes to Custom Smash.
If all that talk about Final Smash balancing didn't give it away, yeah, at this point I am just adding content for the sake of having more things to talk about. Anyway,
most of Custom Smash has been completely overhauled, so let's go over each setting one by one. First up, we have movement. This one's pretty self-explanatory. While Vanilla Ultimate already has a setting to change game speed, this one specifically targets move speed. You can turn character speed up or down to create some fast-paced matches or some
not fast-paced matches.
Next up, we have Combo Type, which focuses on how strong the advantage state will be. First up, there's Turbo Mode. With this mode, all moves can be cancelled into other moves as long as you manage to hit the opponent.
This opens up a ton of creative combo routes, as well as, this. And this. And whatever the hell this is.
Okay, so maybe you don't like touch of death combos. In fact, maybe you don't like combos at all, and just want to play neutral. We've got that covered too. The second combo mode is no hit stun. It's exactly what it sounds like, there is no hit stun. There aren't any true combos in this mode, but you can still read the opponent's defensive options out of hit stun, so if your reads are good, you can still have a strong advantage state.
I don't know, I think it's pretty fun.
We're gonna skip over this big block for a second and move down to parries. A lot of people like to claim that parrying needs to reflect projectiles, while a lot of other people like to say that bringing back Smash 4's perfect shield mechanic would be better. I personally like to think that my parry changes are better, but if you want to see what CE would look like if I took those approaches, both of them are now available as custom Smash modes. With classic parries, instead of parrying by releasing your shield, you do it by pulling it up fast enough. This decreases shield stun by 33% and allows you to skip shield release. As for reflect parries, this one's also pretty straightforward. There's already a spirit in the game that makes parries reflect projectiles, but turning on spirits is lame, so with this setting you don't need to. Alright, now for the big one, special modes. The first two options are the same in vanilla, but the remaining four completely change how the game is played. In volleyball mode, rather than directly fighting an opponent, your goal is to hit a ball back and forth. One player starts with the ball and can throw it. You need to be in the air in order to throw it, and if the ball bounces twice without getting hit, whoever's on the same side of the ball will instantly get KO'd. If the ball goes off screen, whoever last hit it will be KO'd instead. Also, during free-for-all matches, when fighters are respawning after having been KO'd, the teams will be randomized, so you can't just rely on a strong combination of fighters in order to win. I hope you have fun with this one. On that note, here's free launch mode. This mode is pretty simple. Whenever you get hit, the direction you get launched in is based on the direction that your stick is pointing in. It's still a little busted, and holding up in particular can lead to you dying at ridiculously low percents, but that aside, there's plenty of interesting mix-ups you can do with this mode. Next up, we have one-hit kill mode. In this mode, whenever a fighter is put into hit stun, they instantly lose a stock. It won't happen from all damage though, so don't worry about something like a Fox Laser or Bullet Arts. I designed this mode to feel similar to a fencing bout, where each point is only determined by a single interaction, and all that matters is being able to consistently win that interaction. Your ability to convert off of an opening isn't really tested in this mode. All that matters is being able to hit them first. I honestly think practicing in this mode can even help you improve at the main game, so I really hope you give it a try. And finally, we have basketball mode. I'm sure you already know how Smashball works, where you have a custom stage with 2 portals and the goal is to hit an opponent into a portal. This mode is exactly that, except it works on every stage and blast zones are disabled. You can only KO an opponent by hitting them into the net on the other side of the stage though, so this mode focuses on being able to control a specific part of the stage and being able to put your opponent in that spot.
There are a lot of different settings to mess around with, and you can combine these settings to create an experience that's so different from the base game that it may as well be considered its own mode.
For example, if you want a version of CE with a focus on a more disciplined and methodical neutral, you can combine the one-hit kill and parry reflex settings to create Fundies mode.
I'm sure that idea appeals to a lot of you, but considering that this is the ultimate player base that we're talking about, I'm sure there are a lot of you who are wondering, but what if I don't want to have fun? Don't worry, I've got you covered too.
By enabling slow movement, no hit stun, and invisibility, you can suffer fighting ghosts in Fun Dies mode.
All in all, there are tons of different ways to customize your experience with CE's custom Smash modes. I tried to design these modes in a way that made it so that they would all test different aspects of Smash. So whether you're just looking to kill some time or genuinely want to practice specific parts of neutral, there's always a reason to give them a try. As offline Smash begins to make a return and more people are vaccinated, I hope you enjoy everything CE has to offer, even outside of the core gameplay. And that's all I have to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything that I've been working on. Admittedly, I didn't show off that much, but honestly, after the first CE Direct, I really didn't think that another video full of nothing but character changes would really make sense. But yeah, no, I'm done now. I don't have anything else left to show. Why are you still here? I just said that I was done. You're not saying anything else. Okay, well, I'm gonna go now, so, bye.
USA!
Ready? Go!
Japan!